guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, it's lovely to have you. But if you're old, hey boo, it's nice to have you back. Making a burger is not a difficult thing at all. It's actually pretty easy, okay? All you need is a couple of ingredients, put them together and you're good to go. So you don't always have to go out there and order a burger or buy a burger. You can easily make it at home with your family, and it's fun to do. It's something you love and it's ready in no time. In my mixing bowl, I have some plain minced beef here. I'm seasoning it with salt and pepper. I'm also going to add a little bit of spicy or hot smoked paprika. Now you're not going to really feel the heat in it, but I'm just adding it. I just want it in there, okay? I've also added an egg yolk. That's totally optional, but the egg yolk is going to help make the burger richer, and it's also going to help in binding the beef together. We're going to give it all a good mix and then try and just shape it, okay? I'm going to make 3 burgers out of what I have here, so I'm going to divide these into 3. So this quantity of minced meat is just a little over 500 grams of minced meat. So divide it into 3 and then roll it into your palm, roll it into a ball, and what I'm going to do is to push it down nicely, and I'm going to shape it into a burger form. So just press and shape, smoothen the sides, and then make sure that everything is properly binded so that your burger doesn't fall apart while you're cooking it, okay? So just push and press everything nicely and get a nice round shape. We're going to repeat this process for all of our burgers, and in total we're making 3 burgers. Now there you go, that is ready. We're going to repeat that for the rest. Next up, I'm going to cut my vegetables. All the vegetables I'm using today are some onions, tomatoes and lettuce. The lettuce, onions, tomatoes, everything is nicely washed. Now I'm cutting the onions in round shapes. I want to hold this shape. I don't want them falling apart. So try and make sure that your onions are intact, and it should be thick slices, okay? Now I'm going to repeat the same for the tomatoes as well. I'm going to try and cut it in the same size as the onions. And then I'm going to set these aside and then prepare everything. What I like to do is when I'm making my burger, I like to prep everything. The moment I get to the grill, I'm not turning back again, okay, until it's time for me to assemble everything. So now you have to make sure that your lettuce is also very nicely washed, and I'm going to leave it in that size, and then I'm going to manipulate it later when I have to assemble my burger. Now I'm going to make my sauce for the burger. This is some mayonnaise, some ketchup. This is a mix that I like to do. I'm adding some yellow mustard as well. I'm going to add some salt and pepper and then give it a good mix. Now after this, I decided to add a little bit of honey because I wanted a little bit of sweet taste. You wouldn't really taste it though, but I just wanted it to linger in there and to add to the flavors of the sauce, okay? In there I go with my honey. As you can see, it's very little, so it's not going to add to It's not going to make your sauce sweet whatsoever. It's just going to add to the flavors, and then that's it. So that aside, we move on to our burger buns. Here are the burger buns I'm using. These are store-bought, so you can decide to bake yours at home, but I like to buy mine from the store, especially when I just have to quickly go grab it and then make a burger. I don't have to go through the whole process of having to bake a burger bun. But if you can do it, why not go ahead and bake a burger buns? So that aside too, we're going to get on with grilling our meat. In my grill pan, I've added a little bit of olive oil. I think this was a little too much, so I drained some off. So here we go. Make sure that your pan is really hot before you drop your meat on, okay? If this is your first time here or you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so now. Hit the subscribe button and click on the bell by the subscribe button so you're notified anytime I upload a new content. There are so many videos on the channel, and there's so many amazing ones coming up soon. I've also hit my burgers with some salt, and I'm hitting it with some pepper as well. It's going to bring out the flavors more, and then going to give us this nice delicious seasoning on our burgers. Also, I'm going to caramelize these onions, so I'm going to leave them in the grill pan. Remember, there are some juices coming out of the burgers, so they're going to go onto the onions and caramelize it nicely and make it delicious. Now the cooking time for the burgers is about 8 minutes, between 8 to 9 minutes, or between 7 to 8 minutes, okay? Before you flip it, make sure the bottom part is well cooked, so that should be about 4 minutes. You cook the bottom part for about 4 minutes, and then you cook the other side for another 4 minutes. You don't want to keep flipping your burgers, otherwise you're going to break it. So the moment I flip it once, I don't flip it again until it's done. Remember to flip the onions as well so you don't have it burning. It should just caramelize nicely and beautifully. Now we're going to butter our buns. Okay, this is also, we're going to butter the buns and then toast it. This is going to prevent the burgers from making the buns soggy. We're going to have our buns nicely crusted and delicious. Okay, once both sides of the onions are caramelized, you're just going to break it apart and then allow all the other sides to hit the pan as well. And when that is done, we take them off and then we start with grilling our bread. Now the bread is going to take just a few seconds to grill. It's not going to take too long, so just keep an eye on it so you don't burn your burger buns. So I'm going to use some cheddar cheese for my burgers. At this point, I'm going to get it ready and then place it onto my burgers. The goal is to have it all melty onto the burgers before we assemble our burger. Okay, I had them in my freezer, so when I took off the slices, they started breaking apart. But if you have it in your fridge, you should be able to have it in whole. But I mean, whether whole or not, the goal is to have it all melty. And one thing to ensure that is to cover your pan to have it, the heat melts the cheese down. Okay, now to the fun part, assembling our burger. This is so fun to do and so easy. You go ahead and do it anyhow you like it, but this is how I do it. So I put my burger sauce over my burger buns, okay, and then spread it nicely. Make sure that it's enough and it's on all sides. You don't want to make a burger and then people have to add extra sauce or extra ketchup to make it juicy. Make sure there's enough sauce on your burger buns so that they can enjoy it and enjoy it very well. Now we're going to take our lettuce and manipulate it into a round shape and then place it onto our burger buns. You want to make sure that you crack a couple of places, manipulate it nicely. I love lettuce, so I cannot have my burgers without lettuce. So just like so, manipulate it nicely, round it, and then you place them on neatly. Step 1 done, or maybe step 2. Now we're going to arrange our tomatoes on our burgers as well. As much as you want, use as much tomatoes as you want on your burger. It's all in your hands. At this point, just play and do whatever you feel like doing. But this is how I love to do mine, and this is how I enjoy it. We are building flavors, building layers as well. So now we've laid all of our tomatoes there. We're going to sprinkle some salt over it, adding seasoning to make it tasty and delicious. We want the seasoning to run throughout the burger so every single bite is delicious. Now to the master of the day, our beef. Okay, so we're going to place our beef on our burgers nicely. You see how melty that cheese is. If you like extra cheese, you can add some extra cheese and enjoy away. So we're going to plate it nicely. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you 3 different ways that I plated my burgers. So you can choose any which way you want, and it's going to look amazing. Whoever you're serving, even if you're serving yourself, you'll be happy with it. Next up, we're going to place our onions, caramelized onions, onto our burgers. You see they're caramelized. I like to do that because I don't like to bite into raw onions. If you like the raw onions, you can do that, but I don't want the flavors of the harsh onion hitting my nostrils. Okay, so I like to caramelize mine really nicely and beautifully. Now place it on anyhow much you like, and then we are almost done. Finally, we're going to spread some sauce over our burger bun, the top part, and then place it onto our burgers. Tell me this isn't amazing. Like, this is delicious, it's easy, it's so nice, and man, like, I enjoyed every single bite of this. Now I'm going to be making some fries on the side that we'll be having it with. So this is our dinner for today. I'm going to enjoy it. Every other person is going to enjoy it, and then we'll let you know how it went. Okay, now you can also put some skewers in there just to put everything together or hold everything together really nicely. Please give this video a big thumbs up and then share the video so other people can view it as well. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Now here is our plating. 3 different types or 3 different ways that I plated my burgers. So I left this on the dining table, and then anybody or whoever's ready, go pick yours. If you're first, go pick yours and enjoy your way. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment and share. I'm going to see you very soon in my next video. In this part of town, we don't only learn how to cook, but we learn how to plate our dishes to make everything look beautiful.